right. We should be live again. Yay. We came back a little bit early because we're going to shuffle things around because we got to one of our morning speakers in this afternoon. so, so I am so excited you're here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here too.
I've been so busy. I've missed you.
I've missed you too, and we will connect.
Yes.
We can connect separate from this and catch up. And it's been an amazing 4.5 months with my new job and
Yay.
settling into the role of yoga teacher and what does that mean, and just recalibrating and shedding that old experience that I had, getting out of that toxic work environment, not needing to be concerned with what's going on nationally. For those of you who don't know, I worked for the U.S. federal government, so my job was very much impacted by the administration's policies, procedures, desires, all of it. And I can talk about that with any of you who might be listening in a separate conversation. You go to my page, it's all public. You can kind of see a little bit and get a taste of what that's been. But so I'm shedding too. I'm shedding that, restarting the journey of relearning how to do my job in a different setting, working for this now. The work is similar, but it's not routine yet. So that's been a bit of an ego check.
Yeah, we get so comfortable in our roles, and then it's hard, and change is hard sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think realizing and acknowledging the change, and that's been one beautiful part of my work as both a yogi myself practicing, but also as a teacher, and being able to lean into the support of the yoga teachings in addition to all the other things I do. I would not be here in this present mind in this moment if it weren't for yoga. It really facilitated my ability to shift into and feel comfortable and be confident in making this significant shift, especially on the career side.
Yeah, and I totally feel that. I mean, I spoke earlier about you are one of our group that if it weren't for you, for other women, I would not be here where I'm at right now either over the last 2 years. So having that kind of support and those practices to fall back on that become muscle memory is so vital. And having community and intimate connections with others who support us, even if it's not in real life, we're still energetically connected. And it was great to hug you. and someday we'll all get to do that. But having this benefit of being globally connected has allowed us so much more support than we could have ever had before.
Absolutely, absolutely. I absolutely agree. I agree with you. I know I would not necessarily have made as much progress with where I'm at, personally and professionally in my business, if it weren't for my online community.
Yeah.
Both on the spiritual side and the business side. And I know that if it weren't for this community, I would not have made the choice to decide to teach in-person yoga classes. And I know that the opportunity I have to do that starting in January would not have manifested if it weren't the work that we've done together and in the greater community. And that's the beautiful thing about yoga is it is a template. It is a place to be.
Yes.
That is welcoming. And unfortunate that isn't always everybody's experience, but part of my calling is to chip away at those myths.
Yes.
bring the message that in its ancient roots, the way it was originally created, yoga really is for everybody.
Yeah, and that's what I love about how you teach it. And I sing your praises all the time because I know for myself, I'm like, oh yeah, I would love to have a practice, but I don't have time to drive a half an hour and spend an hour in class and drive a half an hour. And now, I don't even have a vehicle. So have the way you teach it is so awesome because everybody can do it in moments. And I
Yeah.
love that. So I'm going to jump into the waiting room so that it helps with the signal and let you take it away.
Fantastic. Thank you, Angelique. I'd love to offer you all the invitation to participate in a short class. We'll probably be about 15, 20 minutes to give you a taste of what a relax and restore class is like with me. I may be rebranding the name of the class to Radiant Rest. But for now, it is relax and restore. And in the spirit of shedding, the invitation is to come into a comfortable position. You can begin practice either lying down on a comfortable surface or sitting in a chair. There's no special equipment required, simply the um, simply curiosity. As you are settling into your comfortable position, you can move in any way you need to, just to shake off any um, discomfort in the body, or just to get the wiggles out as you move towards a still position. Keep in mind that everything I offer today is a suggestion. And the invitation is to tap into the signals your body is sending you, to really listen to what your body needs. And if at any point the practice, there's a pose or a experience that's overwhelming physically or emotionally, the invitation is to adjust your body, move out of the pose, or to open your eyes, come into a safe place for you. Inhale deeply through your nose, imagining your lungs are expanding, pressing against the back of your body. Exhale, allow your body to come back to neutral, maybe exploring dropping your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, press the breath into the back of your body, the back of your lungs, the back of your ribs. And exhale, returning everything to neutral. With each inhale, imagining a layer of tension moving away from your body. And on the exhale, that tension floating away into the atmosphere. Continuing this focused breath, paying attention to the inhales and exhales at your own pace. We'll stay here about 60 seconds or so, and there may be moments of silence to allow you the opportunity to really tap into the experience and to begin to reconnect to the movement of breath within your body. Allow yourself to release the focused breathing exercise, returning the breath to its natural ebb and flow. And as your breath returns to its natural ebb and flow, turn your attention to your shoulders, your neck. Identify what sensations you're experiencing in that area, knowing that if you don't sense anything or feel anything, that's perfectly okay. The idea here is to move through this exercise to practice a technique that allows you to check in with your body and to use another tool in addition to your breath to reconnect to the subtle messages your body is sending you. Moving into your spine and the back, the upper back, behind your ribs, behind your beautiful heart. We don't often tap into the back body. And when you're shedding, the back body can really hold a lot of tension. And the invitation today is to pay particular attention to connecting with the back body and the subtle energy and messages there. We'll start with the breath and in a few moments move into a spine-centered, back-focused movement practice or asana. Moving downward into the lower back, noticing the lower ribs, the way the natural breath is rising and falling. Perhaps checking in to see if there's any stiffness or tightness. And allowing your body the opportunity to slow down, to release, and to open. Moving into your hips, allowing the hips to grow heavy, moving into the support of the surface beneath you. Carrying that heaviness into the legs, knees, ankles, and feet. The whole body anchored into the support of the surface beneath you. The breath pushing against the surface, pushing into the ground if you're lying down, or pushing into your back body as if you're pushing away the air around your torso in a seat. Sensing your entire body as a living breath. Inhale, expansion, and release, and exhale, settling and rest. Preparing to move, placing your hands on your thighs. We'll move the spine a little bit here. I invite you to move in small motions to start with, and then if it feels good in your body, you can make the movements bigger. We're going to do a seated inhale here. Inhale, squeeze your belly in and up, lifting your spine long, and begin to press your chest forward, imagining your shoulder blades moving towards each other. Shoulders are relaxed and loose. You can even shake out your arms here. Inhale, exhale, begin to separate your shoulder blades, bringing your chin towards your chest, curving your upper back, maybe bringing your hands down in front of you. On the entire inhale, begin to slowly press your sternum forward, lifting your head, pressing your nose forward, keeping a nice line in your neck. And exhale, rounding into cow. Cat. Cat is when you round. Again, you can bring your hands in front of you, hand palms together to get more of a stretch in the upper back if you'd like. And just continue to move very slowly through this spinal warm-up. Giving your body a chance to imagine it's shedding with each inhale. As if the skin around you is just falling down away from your body. And with the exhale, returning inward, allowing new life, new breath to move into your body. Just a moment more here. Opening and stretching. And gently release the cat-cow asana or pose, coming back to center and pausing. Moving your attention through your body. You can start at the top of your head and move down through your head, shoulders, torso, down to your toes. Spending a few moments in each area in your body where you feel a strong sensation. Connecting to that sensation, acknowledging the sensation. You've created change simply in these last 5-10 minutes. Your body may feel more open, more relaxed, your mind calm. In times of shedding, of chaos, of uncertainty. This pose of observing your breath in its different variations that we've practiced is a great way to stay present, to stay grounded, to come back to yourself, to give yourself that little cocoon where you can have a few minutes of peace. All you need is 60 seconds, if not less, to create lasting change. I invite you now to soften your gaze, take your gaze towards your nose or the floor, or if it feels safe, you're welcome to close your eyes. And we're going to practice a breathing technique that might be a bit intense. I invite you to take it slowly and feel free to pass. It's called lion's breath. And what you're going to do is inhale. It's going to be like a cat-cow. You're going to press your front body forward. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to stick out your tongue and push all the air out like you're growling like a tiger. So what it'll look like is inhale. And then the exhale will be and you may feel your body shrink in. So we'll do this 3 times just to clear out the body. Again, this is another technique you can use if you're feeling a little disoriented or a little bit caught up in the chaos of the energy around you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, stick your tongue out. Exhale, and you can keep your eyes closed or keep your eyes open. Inhale again, and exhale. Allowing your body to grow comfortable. You can lean back. And I apologize for those of you who were lying down. I didn't cue you to come back to a seat. but you can come back and into these practices, or press pause if you're watching on the replay. Allowing yourself to be here for about 30 seconds in silence to observe, experience, imagine you're being the observer from the outside and allowing your body to integrate everything we've just done. And if you'd like, you can remain here, or if you'd like, bring your palms together. You can be seated or on the ground, pressing your palms together at heart center, wrapping yourself in gratitude for taking the time to care for you. The light and teacher in me honors and adores the latent teacher in each of you, and may the rest of your day be wonderful. Be well. So that was a bit of a sample of one of my classes. We get a little bit of everything. You get breath work, meditation, visualization, and movement, and a different variation. And none of my classes are longer than 30 minutes online. And what I will do is, if you want to learn more about what I do, and you want to get connected, and you're really interested in maybe 60 seconds, a little practice, you don't have a lot of time and are not sure you want to commit to a class schedule, I'll drop the link to my free 5-day challenge. It's called Radiant Reset, and it's 5 60-second practices that will walk you through 5 different techniques that you can use to reset your pain, to shed whatever you need to shed, and to bring yourself back to center for radiant and graceful aging. So, and I'll drop that into the Facebook link. So thank you, Angelique, for this opportunity to be here. Okay, so it looks like Angelique's computer might be having some challenges. There she is.
Yay! It did. Right after you started, it just started flashing like rainbow colors all over my screen.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. Not only does time not exist today, my laptop didn't exist today.
Wild.
Fun, yes. Well, I found out that Restream does work on my phone, and as long as you are in the room, it stayed live and stayed recording. So it all worked out.
I just went with it because I knew you would pop in when you could.
Thank you so much. Yes, and then I confused everybody else, so I don't know who's coming next or when.
I think this happened with Denise and I last time. Didn't we have a last time too? Was it with Denise that it was? I had
Maybe.
the issue.
Yes, it might be. Maybe we should never schedule you guys back to back.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just told him, I said, you know what, you guys just jump in whenever you can, and we'll just go from there.
And I was mindful of the time, and tried to come in a little bit, end a little bit early, so that we can get everybody in. So yeah, because I do sometimes lose track of time.
Oh,
To look at when I started, but it was right on time. I think
yes, you're perfect. You're perfect. We'll just see. Let me see whoever can jump in. Like I said, I'm not controlling anything today.
exactly. Right. Yeah.
And at least we all have this chat so we can figure things out as we go.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. I'm
Oh,
glad it.
no. Denise, Denise says her camera doesn't have permission,
Oh no.
which is funny because she told me earlier, she said, I see that Craig is on there and it's just audio. Can I do that too? And I was like, you can, but I would like to see your beautiful face.
That's really funny.
Oh, how funny. We just broke the internet. Interesting. And there's, even 6 or 8 months ago, it would have stressed me out.
Right.
Now it's just like, I'm just going to flow with it because I can't change anything.
Right.
So I don't know if you caught any of it earlier. We're going to do a Q&A
Okay.
at the end. I don't obviously have no clue what time, but when everybody's done speaking.
Okay.
So after Craig, anybody that wants to come back and we can do a Q&A because the comments do show from LinkedIn and Facebook. So I've never used that function before, but it's really cool. So we can do a little bit of Q&A before I do the closing ceremony. Here she is.
Thank you. Hi, Denise. Sorry for the I finished early.
Yay!
We can we have an
Can you hear us?
Okay.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
I can, and I see your beautiful face.
I can't. I have no sound.
Oh, how weird.
Hello? Testing.
I can hear you.
I'm going to leave and come back.
Okay. If you're watching, bear with us. Everything is in divine time and order.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Right after Dawn started and I went in the waiting room, my whole laptop just started flashing like rainbow colors, the whole screen. I had to do like a whole hard shutdown.
Oh my gosh. I was just panicking because it wasn't working and I thought, oh no, I can't get in.
You know what? It's all perfect. Hi, Cecilia. Yay. Can you see the comments on your end?
I have it on my phone because I can't see it on my computer right now, but I can see it on my phone.
Okay. Oh, they don't show the.
Are we?
Yeah, I can show them to you.
It's okay. Are we live? Everything's good?
We are live.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I had to go out and reboot my laptop, it still stays on live and it still records because it's not my computer based. So thank goodness for that. Because poor Dawn just went with it.
You do what you can.
Yep. Now can you see comments?
I can see them, but they're not moving.
Okay, that's the last one.
Oh no, it's hold on. Now I can't even hear you.
Oh, how weird.
Oh, there you are. Okay. There's some kind of
Okay.
weird delay. It's just odd.
Yeah, it is weird.
Oh well. I will try my best with comments. Hopefully I can see them.
Well, don't worry about it. They've been working, so we're just going to ignore it.
We do what we can, right?
Yes, and we just
Hold on.
flow with it, however it works.
All right, let me just pull this back up because he disappeared. Okay, so we'll flow with it and we'll get started and we'll just see how it goes. How about that?
Yes, awesome.
All
Hi,
right.
Cecilia. Yay, they are working. Perfect.
Oh, now it's working. Okay, perfect.
Yay. Well, thank you for rolling with it.
Well, it's really funny because today I was going to talk about, your voice being silenced. It wouldn't even let me come on.
Well, then you had already asked me this morning, can I just come on audio? And then your camera doesn't
And then my
work.
camera wouldn't work. So there you go. Be careful what you put out there because it'll come right back at you.
I was cracking up when I saw your message. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I told everybody else, all of your bios are on my Facebook page.
Perfect.
On my profile, so everybody can see them. And you can go leave comments whenever you want and let people know how to reach out to you. Tanya said if we put links in the comments, though, then Facebook won't show the replay as often because of the algorithm.
Good to know.
So,
well, I'm not going to bother with links. I'm just going to direct everyone to my Facebook profile. They can find them.
Yeah, and if they can't, they can reach out to me.
Perfect.
And I'll do intros. I'll do whatever, however it works.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to jump back into the waiting room.
Okay.
Because hopefully that makes the signal better.
Right. Because it sounds like it's kind of popping.
I don't know what it is. It's so weird.
That's okay. We do what we can.
All right. We do. And I will jump back in just before you're done. And hopefully somebody will come in soon after you.
Okay. Or I will just talk to all these wonderful people.
You can. And, I just have to mirror to you before I jump out how much I love that statement. Because earlier this year, you would have never said that.
That is true. I still remember that part where I was like, you could probably see this much of my face.
You never turned on your camera.
No.
And I have loved watching your transformation and watching you come to life and come into being you. And it's so beautiful.
Well, thank you,
Angela. I love you.
I love that.
And I love that you're here. And now I will jump out.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I'm going to say hello and welcome to everyone else. And before we dive in, I want to tell you all, this is not going to be just a meditation. You probably thought that we were going to just arm our way into enlightenment, but this is going to be an exorcism. Well, an exorcism light. We're not here to relax. We're not here to manifest a parking spot or visualize our dream life. We're here to expel Get rid of that woman you've been forcing yourself to be for decades. And it's interesting that just as I try to come on here to do that, the computer wouldn't let me in. Couldn't turn on my camera, had no voice, and it's kind of mirroring life, isn't it? So before we get started, I have a question for you. I want you to think about just this week. How many times have you already apologized for something that wasn't even your fault? Maybe it was that sorry I'm late when the meeting started, sorry to bother you when you're just doing your job, just sorry for existing. Pop that in the chat right now. Any times you've already apologized, could be to your kids, to your significant other, to anyone. Now, if that's you, you're a professional apologizer. All right, looking in the chat. I think my chat is slightly behind, but that's okay. So I'll just wait for that to roll in. How many times this week have you said yes when every single cell in your body was screaming no? Like your soul was throwing a complete and total tantrum, but your mouth just said, sure, of course, I'd love to help you with that. Put a 2 in the chat if that's been you. 2 in the chat. Danielle was saying recently she apologized for something she didn't do wrong. Absolutely. We do that all the time, don't we? And Angelique says today. Well, guess what? Welcome to the club. Nobody wanted to join. One more. How many years, not weeks, years, have you been making yourself smaller, quieter, more convenient so everyone else would feel comfortable? It's like the world's longest magic trick. Watch as I disappear and make room for everyone else. Drop a 3 in the chat if that's you, doing the longest magic trick ever and making yourself disappear to make room for everyone else. Just having a look at the chat, see if there's any 3s. Again, it's delayed. That's okay. So if that's you, congratulations. Guess what your prize is? Your prize is burnout and resentment. You're welcome. But here's what nobody tells you. That woman who taught herself to stay small to survive, she's still running the show. You've probably done the therapy. You've read all the books. You probably have some kind of quote. Maybe it's even from Brene Brown. And you intellectually know you deserve to take up space. But your nervous system, it still believes that silence equals safety. And it's been living in your body like a second skin, so tight you can barely breathe. And it's interesting because today we're talking about the shedding and something I didn't even know. My daughter was telling me this morning that a snake doesn't even shed necessarily all at once. The snake will get really tight and shed little pieces of itself. Like, have you ever tried to cram yourself into Spanx? You're going out to some expensive night and you're trying to like fit everything in there. Good luck trying to get out of that. That's what's happening to us as we're trying to shed. And we're not necessarily shedding everything all at once. But your soul is telling you, I'm done. This identity has expired and it's time to let her go. And I don't know about you, but 2025 has been pretty loud and clear that it's time to go. But you can't think your way out of an old identity. You can't journal your way out. Trust me, I've tried. And you certainly can't affirm yourself into a new nervous system. Because here's the thing. The woman who was taught to stay silent didn't learn it through logic. She learned it through repetition, emotion, and embodied experience. She learned it through her voice. And that's what we're doing today. Now, I know people have probably told you, this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard that recently. This isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And did you prevent yourself from throwing something at that person's head? Me too. So, Here's the annoying thing. It's actually true. You're being prepared for something your old identity could never hold, something your old voice could never speak. Your soul isn't trying to destroy you. It's not trying to make you mad, but it's asking you to shed. All right. I haven't told you who the hell I am. My name is Denise Porter, and I help women move from self abandonment to radical self devotion. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and an RTT practitioner, but I like to describe myself as part fairy, part Harry Potter, part diva, and definitely part Bill Nye the Science Guy, because I believe that transformation happens when neuroscience meets magic or chaos. Sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference. But here's the thing. I was a special education teacher for over 20 years. Stable, secure, pension, summers off, the dream, right? But I felt that same restlessness you might be feeling right now, that whisper that kept getting louder, that knowing that something had to change, that kind of crawling in my skin as something was trying to come out. And I tried to drown it out, got busier, made more plans, but it wouldn't go away. And traditional methods were not working. I needed a change. So I did something insane that my special education teacher brain thought was crazy. I chose me. I sold my house, I quit my job, and I jumped into this work with 2 feet. So the shedding, been there, done that. Check. But I knew that I couldn't stay in this skin one more day. Was it terrifying? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Beyond anything I could have imagined. So I want to hear from you. Tell me, what's one thing that you've been shedding this year? Pop that in the chat. If it's more than one, tell us all of the things. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, a belief, or an identity. Maybe it's just that one family member that you're completely done with and you're getting rid of. Pop that in the chat right now. Let's see what we're all releasing together. Just having a look. All right. So as I'm waiting for the chat to catch up, I've shed so much in the last year that I barely recognize myself. When I started coming on camera, you could probably see the top part of my eyes because I wasn't showing up. So Angelica saying in the chat, she is shedding not worthy of abundance and overflow. That's a big one. It's a big one to shed. So that woman, I got rid of her. She's completely gone. And in her place, I've become that person who trusts my voice, who trusts my knowing, who trusts my intuition. So my message is simple. You are not broken. You're becoming. And today we're going to use your voice, your actual voice, to get rid of what doesn't serve you anymore. So a quick note, I keep making reference to women because that's primarily who I serve. And that's the specific patterns that I'm addressing. The patterns of silence, people-pleasing, and self-abandonment. But please know, regardless of how you identify, if these patterns are showing up for you, then this is absolutely for you because your nervous system does not discriminate. Trauma does not need to check your driver's license. Transformation is available to anyone. So if you feel called to be here, then you belong. All right. So when you were born, your nervous system was wide open. It was receptive. It was alive. You expressed every feeling without a filter because you didn't know you weren't supposed to. When you were mad, you cried. When you were sad, you laughed or cried or threw things across the room. You did whatever you needed to do. But then the world started to teach you other ideas. And between the age of 0 and 7, your brain operates in something called theta state. And this is that state you're in during hypnosis. So essentially, you're walking around like a giant SpongeBob, just absorbing everything, a complete and total sponge with legs. And every time you heard, shh, just be quiet, or good girls don't do XYZ, your brilliant little brain was taking notes and downloading. And you learned that to be loved, you had to be quiet. To be safe, you had to be small. Or maybe your needs were just inconvenient. And these weren't just lessons, these became your identity. And so you may have started to become that woman who says yes when she means no, or who apologizes for existing. And here's what makes this so hard. Even when you know these identities don't serve you, your subconscious is still running the old program. It's like trying to change your Netflix password, but your TV just keeps auto logging in. And your conscious mind keeps saying, we changed this, we changed this. But your nervous system is like, did we? Because it's showing you the same show. And that's where your voice comes in. So I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if 2025 has felt like a spiritual excavation project. If you have been digging that shit, pop that into the chat. Let's see how many of those fires. We could be roasting marshmallows with all of this energy. So why has this year felt like everything was falling apart? Danielle did an amazing job earlier talking about the horoscope and why things are happening. But another reason is you've just been outgrowing your identity. And the universe used to be polite, but this year it stopped asking nicely. It started ripping off those freaking band-aids. Every uncomfortable conversation you had to have, every boundary you had to set, every time you were railroaded and you wanted to scream, but you stayed silent anyways. And later didn't stay silent, and that was even more awkward. That was your soul saying, this skin doesn't fit me anymore. These Spanx are too freaking small, and it's time to molt. If it's time to molt for you, I want you to pop molt in the chat. Let us know. It's time to molt. It's time to get rid of that old skin. And when you ignore that message long enough, guess what? Universe takes over and it starts stripping things for you. Relationships start ending, jobs end, old versions of yourself become so uncomfortable that you can't wear them for another day. And the woman on the other side of that shedding, she's been waiting. She's been waiting for you. She's been waiting to see who you become. So I want you to understand something powerful. When you're talking out loud, you're not just communicating with the world. You are communicating with your own nervous system. Speaking activates different neural pathways than thinking. So when you think a thought, it stays in your prefrontal cortex. That's your logical brain. That's the part that might like spreadsheets and to-do lists, those little post-it notes you pop everywhere. But when you say something out loud, when you hear your own voice saying something, your whole freaking brain lights up. Your motor cortex engages. Your vagus nerve, it activates. And your body hears what your mouth speaks, and it begins to believe it's true. Because understanding happens in the mind, but transformation, that happens in the body. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about that vagus nerve. It runs from your brainstem all the way down through your throat, to your heart, to your gut. It is like the information superhighway of your nervous system. It's the main pathway. And here's what's wild. One of the fastest ways to activate it is through your voice. Humming, singing, chanting. When you use your voice, you are massaging that vagus nerve. You are telling your nervous system that I am safe enough to be heard. And this is why women who reclaim their voice often say they feel like they can finally breathe, because they can. For the first time in years, their body believes it's safe to take up space. All right. We're going to be doing something a little bit weird. And by a little weird, I mean we're going to hum together like a room full of confused freaking bees. But stay with me, because we're going to do one of the fastest research-backed ways to regulate your nervous system and reclaim your voice. And it's called vagal toning through humming. And yes, your cat or dog or roommate, whoever's in the room with you, might be a little confused. Put up your hand if you're someone who hates singing or making noise. I'll tell you, my children have told me that I'm not allowed to sing anymore. How sad is that? So just know, before we do this is a scary thing for everyone. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is you're a Zen monk floating on a cloud, and 10 is I'm a caffeinated squirrel with anxiety, where are you right now? Drop your number in the chat. I just told you we're going to be humming. So scale of 1 to 10. 1, Zen monk. 10, caffeinated freaking squirrel. Where are you? All right, Angelique's a 9. I love it. Drop your number in the chat. Okay. Now I want you to take a moment. I want you to scan your body. Notice if your jaw is tight, like you've been clenching it. Are your shoulders up by your ears? Is your breathing shallow? Maybe you're not breathing enough. Is your throat constricted from all of those words that you've swallowed? Just notice. Just be aware. You don't have to fix it. Your body is giving you information. Sometimes we just don't listen to it. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to tell you what to do first, then we're going to do it. So we're just going to take a deep, slow inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, you're going to hum. Don't worry about the pitch. Doesn't matter if you sound good. None of us are auditioning for American Idol here. Although I'm sure some of you could probably sing and hum a lot better than I can. But we're going to do this anyways, okay? I can tell you my nervous system is racing. I don't know if yours is. All right, we ready? You're going to hum with me? All right. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Inhale. And just make noise. All right. How did that feel, everybody? How did that feel? Pop it in the chat how that felt for you. Now we're going to do it again, but this time with a little more intention. Okay? Last time, I told you we're going to sound like a bunch of demented bees. This time, I want you to channel that vibrator that's probably hanging out on your side table somewhere where your children can't find it. Those noisy things that are so freaking loud, that's what you're going to do. You're going to be as loud as you can. You're going to place one hand on your throat and one hand on your chest. And I want you to feel the vibration under your hands when you hum. That vibration is your power. It's your truth. It's your nervous system remembering what safety feels like. So get ready. Remember, we're channeling that vibrator nice and loud because heaven forbid anything's quiet. Ready? Inhale deeply. All right, couldn't even go as long with that one. Ooh, that one requires a drink. But feel that? That's not just sound. That's energy moving. I can feel that in the back of my throat. That's all that stuck emotion beginning to release. All right, one more time. This time, as you hum, I want you to imagine that vibration is loosening that old identity. Remember that snake that's shedding? That over accommodator, the chronic apologizer, the woman who's dimming her voice? This time we're going to do it again, and we are going to release it. Okay? Shake it free. All right, get ready. Wow, sounds even weird to me. I feel it in my throat. And it might make you cough, and that's okay. When you're doing that, you're letting things out. All right. So I want you to check in and tell me your state now. So on that scale of 1 to 10, remember 1 was a Zen monk, 10 was a caffeinated squirrel. What's your new number? And as you're checking out your number, I want you to notice, does your jaw feel a little softer? Have your shoulders come down from up around your ears? Are you breathing a little deeper? Is your throat more open? Because these are the things that happen when you use your voice with intention. You didn't think your way to calm, because that doesn't really work, but you vibrated your way to calm. Go ahead, I dare you to tell all of the people you work with that you vibrated your way to calm, and see all the smiles you will make happen in the room. But you told your nervous system, I am safe enough to be heard. And guess what? Your body believed you. All right, so I want you to find a comfortable seat, plant your feet firmly on the ground, place one hand on your heart, and if you want to, and it's safe enough, close your eyes. Please note, if you're conducting surgery or driving or doing something crazy, then maybe this is not a good thing to do. Come back to it. All right. So I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, just long and slow. And just hold it at the top for a moment. Do that again. Take another deep breath in. And this time when you release it, I want you to release it with sound, with a sigh, a hum, whatever wants to move. So again, deep breath in. Whatever wants to happen, just allow it. Let it go with sound. Feel your body softening, dropping into this moment. Nothing to be, nothing to do. Just be present. And I want you to scan your body now. Just notice where you're holding tension. Maybe it's in your jaw from all of those words you swallowed. Maybe it's in your throat from decades of staying quiet. Maybe it's in your chest, heavy from the breath you've been holding. Maybe it's in your shoulders, carrying everyone else's expectations. But just notice. Don't try to fix it. Just see it, allow it, and feel it. This is where the old identity lives. In your body, in your cells, in your nervous system. And today we're giving her permission to leave. So I want you to just place your hand on the first place you notice tension and just breathe into it. Deep, slow, intentional breaths. And as you breathe, I want you to speak, either inside or out loud to that part of you. I see you. I feel you. I know that you've been trying to keep me safe, because that's what these old identities have been doing, protecting you, keeping you safe. And maybe that worked once. Maybe that saved you when you were young. But you don't need that protection anymore. Breathe deeper into that space where you're holding tension. And with your next exhale, let sound move through you. Any sound, a hum, a tone, a groan, a sigh, even just a long, edgy exhale with some edge. Don't think, don't edit, just allow it to come from your body. Let the sound shake loose what's been stored in there. I'm going to pause and give you some time to do that. Just breathing in and allow it to come out. Even if it feels messy, even if it's not pretty, this is your truth. Feel that space opening. Feel the release beginning. Now bring your hand to your throat. This is your power center, your voice, your truth. Feel all the times you've held your voice back, all those times you wanted to speak, but you stayed silent. All those times you said yes to something when your body screamed no. All the times you swallowed your truth because you were afraid of what would happen if you spoke it. Allow yourself to just feel it. Feel the grief of all of those unspoken words, all of those moments of self-abandonment. We're going to release them. Place both hands on your throat. Don't choke yourself. Feel the power there, the vibration, the truth. Speak something out loud, even if it's a whisper. I want you to say this with me. I release the identity that kept me small. I'm going to say it again. I release the identity that kept me small. Say it out loud right now. Saying it in your head doesn't count this time. I want to hear your voice vibrating all around the room. Again, even louder. I release the identity that kept me small. Good. Feel it moving. Now, I want you to name what you're shedding. I want you to name that specific identity that you are releasing. I release the woman who, and maybe you're releasing the people pleasing. Maybe you're releasing that silence. Maybe you're releasing that person who made herself small to fit in with everyone else around her. Maybe you're releasing that person who apologizes for her very existence. Whatever it is for you, name her, speak her name, and let that move through your voice and out of your body. Say it now. As you say it, shake it out, move it, let it go. We are releasing. Sometimes it doesn't look pretty. Whew. Feel that weight lifting. Feel your breath moving deeper than it has in months and maybe years. You are making real space. Now place both hands on your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel that rhythm, that truth. This is who you really are. Underneath all the layers, all the programming, all those identities, this is the woman who's been waiting for you to remember her. And she has a powerful voice. So I want you to say this nice and loud. I reclaim my voice. Let your throat open. Let your chest expand and say it. Lots of conviction, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. I reclaim the right to take up space. Feel that vibrating through your body. I reclaim my truth. And one more time. I reclaim the woman I was born to be. Now just feel that. Feel how different your body is when you say something out loud. Notice that shift in your nervous system. Notice how your chest opens up, how your breath moves differently. Maybe you notice that tingling, that feeling of being alive, that hell yeah, pulsing through your body, because your body knows the difference between silence and truth. And right now, we just told your body that it's safe to be heard, it's safe to be seen, and it's safe to be all of you. So now what I want you to do is imagine you are blowing up the biggest balloon you've ever had. So take the deepest breath you can. Fill up your lungs, fill up your belly, fill up your entire body with this new energy, and just hold it at the very top. Hold it as long as you can. And release it with sound. You can roar, you can hum, you can laugh. You can sound like the ocean. Whatever is true for you right now, let it shake out through your whole body. Now I want you to do that one more time. Bigger, louder, freer. Like nobody's listening. If they are, forget it. Ignore them. You're breathing. It's okay. Breathe in all the way, even more sound. That's it. And release it. Roar like Katy Perry. Let it out. Let it out. Now, rest both hands on your heart again. And I want you to say this to yourself. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be heard. And I am safe to be all of me. And really, truly feel this. You're here right now. You just gave yourself permission. You were like that little snake that just started to peel off that skin. You're starting to shed. All right. Drop an emoji in the chat if you're still with me. So what you did today wasn't theory. It was transformation. You shedded the old, got rid of it. And every time you speak your truth, every time you tell someone no, you mean it. Every time you hold that boundary for yourself, you are shedding more of that old skin. You are choosing you, and you are stepping deeper into the woman you're becoming. Now, we are about to enter the most potent energetic portal of the year, the winter solstice, December 21st, the longest night, the moment when the light begins its return. It's the perfect time to complete your shedding and fully step into the new. And I'm going to be hosting a free solstice masterclass on December 21st at 3:33. And in that class, we're going to go even deeper. So I'm inviting you now to come and join me. Go to my profile, join my group, and come and join us so we can really lock in that new identity, set our intentions for the year, and step into that next you, that woman who's been waiting underneath all that old skin. So before I go, I want you to place your hand on your heart one more time and just feel her there. Feel that woman who spoke, that woman who hummed, that woman who breathed. She's you. Thank you so much for trusting me, for doing this with me, for having the courage to go there. Thank you for choosing yourself today. And just remember, just like the snake has to shed its skin to grow, you need to release the identities that don't fit you anymore. And it's not loss, it's liberation. I will see you on the solstice.
That was beautiful and super powerful. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's
right.
just hard to check because the comments are on delay for me because I have
I know they are a little bit laggy, but
that's okay.
this It all works. That's okay. I was back and forth between here and my phone listening, and I'm like, wow, it really is like about 2 minutes behind.
That's okay. It's all good.
It is. It's all good. Now I'm hoping I haven't heard back from Chantel.
Well, while she's waiting, anyone else who has something in the chat, feel free to pop it in. You can ask any questions. I always say there's no question that embarrasses me because as an elementary school teacher, my first year teaching sex ed, one kid asked me what a prostitute was, and guess what my response was? I said, go ask your mother. And the whole rest of the class lost their minds. And I wasn't really thinking about my response.
You were just trying to deflect.
I was trying to deflect, exactly. But yeah, maybe not the best response.
How funny. I can't imagine an elementary school teacher. Yeah. But I basically had that anyway because I had 8 kids in 6 years. So I had my own elementary class.
That is true. You needed a bus to transport them anywhere.
I have driven a 15-passenger van and an
Wow.
11-passenger van. And finagled multiple car seats. Yeah, interesting. But it's all good. Well, maybe I'll just take a break until she responds. Now that we're caught up, and we can
Well, there we
slide.
go.
See, we're caught up, and we can slide her in whenever she gets in here, and
Perfect.
it'll work out. And then I get to go watch an elementary school Christmas program tonight.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, my best friend's granddaughter is in kindergarten, and she's so excited for her first program. So,
I love the kindergartens because it doesn't matter what they do, they look cute. So it can be falling apart and it doesn't matter. No one cares.
my grandson is in pre-K 3, so he just turned 4 in November, and he did his first program, and they live streamed it, so I got to watch it live.
Oh, wow.
They were so cute. I was so proud of him because he's not usually one that will go up and do things like that, and he loved it. Had a great time. And they're just adorable.
They absolutely are.
So cute. All right. Well, I will let you jump off. If you
Okay.
are able to come back later on, we're going to do question and answer and then the closing ceremony. So if you can, that's awesome. If not, I get it. This has been kind of an interesting day, but it's been amazing. And we will continue on as soon as my next gal is ready to go.
Sounds good. It always works out as it needs to.
It does. It's perfect. It's all perfect.
All right. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Hello. Yay, we're back.
Yes, how are you?
I am good. I'm like,
Good.
just keep breathing. And it's been awesome. It is all perfect.
Good. Good.
And when I crop it all up to send you guys your own recording, I'll just cut out the pauses. So it's all great.
I wish, yeah, and I would like the whole recording. Today was really busy, but I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I am too. And time zones are just ridiculous. I am time zone challenged, and that's why I say everything is in my time zone. You guys figure it out because
Yeah, for some reason I thought you and I were in the same time zone. And then in the thread I was like, oh wait a second, I totally messed that up. But that was my whole day today was time
Yes.
zone. So I was like, okay, so clearly it's the universe is telling me something.
Right. Well, in Arizona does not do daylight savings time, so
Right.
I never change time zones.
Yep.
So half the year I am the same time as you, and half the year I'm not.
Yeah, we have family in Arizona, so it's always super confusing.
It is. And
Yeah.
then all my family is in Indiana or on Eastern time, so it's nuts. But thank you so much for being here. I'm
Of
excited. I'm excited to get to know you more and hear what you do and a little bit about your story. And I have everybody's bios are on my profile with your picture, so I'm not going to take time to do all that. I'm just going to let you go and do your thing. I'm going to jump into the waiting room so that it saves bandwidth because we were glitchy a little bit earlier.
Okay.
It seems to be better now, and my laptop is not wigging out like it did. So,
and how long should I talk for? Because I can go for a little bit, or if you need me to fill time, I can also do that.
My next, well, I don't even know. So just do what feels good. That's what I'm doing. I am just going with the flow
Love
today.
Love it. All right, good. Welcome. My name is Stephanie. I am known as the Boundaries Babe, and online you will find me also at Fiercely Feminine and Funded. So a little bit about who I am. I'm a mom of 3. I travel full time with my girlfriend, who I absolutely love, and I help women entrepreneurs really set strong boundaries in place so that you can live the life that you decided to start your business for. So I'm a cash and time strategist, and what that means is I help you find the leaks in both your cash in your business and in your time. Because often we don't even consider that our time is money, right? And it's the only finite resource we have. But today I'm so excited to be talking at this last shedding ceremony about boundaries, because if you are ending this year and you were like, man, I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, or I'm ending this year really tired, and you just are having a hard time and it's not quite where you want to be, I invite you to consider some boundaries. So I'd like for you to start by first just closing your eyes and thinking about that future version of yourself at the end of 2026 in December. What does he or she, they look like? Where are you standing? We do visualization exercises a lot, especially in this space. But when you think about that, think about every tiny little detail and what will get you there. So we talk about reverse engineering all the time in our business, but we don't often talk about reverse engineering our lives and thinking about those small steps that are going to get us to that end vision and that goal. And we're always a work in progress, right? So maybe something's going to come along that's far better than you ever could have imagined, but also maybe something comes along that you think you wanted and you decide you just didn't. So when we do work around boundaries, we're really tapping into our body, into our emotions, into our soul, and we're really feeling how does this feel? Does it light me up? Is it an absolute yes, or is it a hard no? I started talking about boundaries because I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm the oldest girl in my immediate family and the oldest girl in the entire, like on my dad's side, the entire generation. And I was the only girl for 13 years. So the second set of kind of kids came along later. And so for a long time, I was the eldest. grew up in Texas. So very much that Southern hospitality, and also 100% expected to always serve community and the patriarchs of the family first and foremost. And our dreams just really weren't even dreams. And if you know anything about that religion, there's a whole big like into the world reckoning. And so there was a lot of narrative around like not going to school or not really focusing on education, not really focusing on bettering ourselves, but really being of service. And I did that for a long time, got married very young, had children very young, was divorced very young, and came out as a lesbian at 27. When I did that, well, I was outed actually by an ex. I didn't even come out by myself. But when that happened, I lost literally like everything. Like I burned the whole thing down, and not necessarily by choice, but that is not accepted in that religion. And so I walked away from family, friends, my community. I was even president of the PTA and asked to step down because it's apparently contagious. So I was in a really fortunate situation to be able to just sit for a year and really grieve the loss of myself and who my world as I knew it, right? I had 3 young kids under the age of 8, and I just really had to find who I was. And I hadn't ever done that self-exploration because I was such a young mom. My identity was always daughter, and then it went to wife, and then it became mom, and I didn't know who I was outside of those constructs. So that didn't mean that boundaries just popped in all of the sudden, because that's not how life works. It took me, I'm stubborn. I learned some things very quick and some things very slow. And it took me a while to really set strong boundaries in place, especially with all of the shoulds. You should do this for your family. You should do this as a mother. You should do this as, a member of your community or a member of your church. And all of those shoulds drain us. So I ended up in 2013, I believe, in the hospital, and it was from burnout and exhaustion. I was a manager at Starbucks at the time. I was in a relationship that was very toxic with not only my 3 children, but also 2 step kids. And in that, I was running a household of 5 kids under 4 parenting plans, going to 3 different schools in 2 different cities, and they were ages 1 through 16. My 16-year-old actually that year but was able to drive. And so that took some of the stress off. And I was managing a Starbucks. So I was getting up at super early hours, working pretty late, and managing everything else in the house. So I hit burnout and I ended up in the hospital, and I didn't know what it was. And it was the first time that I really was like, wow, I need to take care of myself. I had not been taught good nutrition. I hadn't been taught, to put my needs first. I hadn't been taught any of those things. And so I put boundaries in place. Actually, it's a joke, but I really did it. I got so frustrated, and coming out of that experience where I was like, I can't keep going like this, that I color coded all of my children. So I went to IKEA. They each got to pick out their own primary color, and sheets, cups, towels, forks and spoons were all their color. And that way it ended all of those ridiculous, oh, it's not my towel on the floor, it's not my dish in the sink. And I got the kids involved in cooking and cleaning and doing things that, I don't know, my generation, we just you do it all, right? But that doesn't help our kids become adults, and it doesn't help teach them to become that thing. So that's how boundaries kind of started for me. And it wasn't until, honestly, probably like the last year and a half, that I really set really clear boundaries around my time for myself, because often we're the first person who breaks our own boundaries, right? You say you're going to take Fridays off, but you don't take Fridays off because, oh, well, this person can only meet at that time, or I didn't get this done, or I'm just going to jump on for one thing. Same thing with the end of night. I'm not going to scroll on my phone. I'm going to read a book, but then we pick up our phone. It's habits, right? It's changing the habits. And so setting boundaries in our business and in our life allows us that freedom to be able to work in very short bursts and be able to get things done. I do have work hours. I believe in that strongly, but that doesn't mean we didn't trade a job to work 80, 100 hours. And so I invite you this year, as we leave this year and we move into year 1, which is the fire horse. And I am all about, I got really upset this last year in the summer over the imbalance in the world. And so I created Fiercely Feminine and Funded. I am all about putting more money and empowerment and women into leadership. So that is my goal this year. I would love to have you on that journey with me. But also, it's just time that we all step into what that means. And that means selfishly looking at how we want our life to be, because when we show up fully in our own power and we feel strong and empowered to do the things we want to do, we are able to then go and model for others and serve our clients and be the best mom and the best friend and the best partner that we can be. It's hard to do that when we're running on fumes and we're exhausted and we're not drinking enough water, we're not eating appropriately, we're not getting enough sleep, but we're riddled with anxiety. So I invite you to really think about that best version of your life that you want, and how do you set the boundaries, and what boundaries even need to happen? Do you need to set a boundary with yourself that you go to bed at a certain time, maybe 10, so you can get up at that 5 a.m. if that's your choice? Or do you say, I'm going to have time in the morning to go work out? That was a shift I had to make this year, and really hold that true to that and not jump on my laptop to jump straight into work. You can set your business up however you want. That's the beauty of online. That's the beauty of everything. And so I invite you to really just shed that old identity that's of service to everyone else and selflessly showing up and then landing in resentment and frustration and exhaustion, and really just step into the selfish version of you so you can then selflessly be there for others. So if you'd like to find me, you can find me pretty much everywhere. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at The Boundaries Babe. I also am on School under Fiercely Feminine and Funded. You can also probably find me there under The Boundaries Babe. But I would love to connect. I talk tons about boundaries. I absolutely believe in linking arms, because I believe that when a tide rises all ships, rising tide rises all ships. But I believe in really helping each other, encouraging each other. And I love that we are just having the ceremony today to really just put down what no longer serves us and step into what does. And so take some time. Winter is known for that reflection period. It's dark, it's cozy up, and do some reflection and figure out, what do I really want and how do I want it to look? And then start reverse engineering those steps so you can create more space in your life and in your heart. I'll talk to you soon.
That was awesome. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. Yes. It's so, I have learned very much this year about boundaries. So
boundaries are a big thing, and everybody, I think that we just all assume that we're like born with them, and it's like, no, we're not. And as women especially, we're just told to serve all of the time. And
right. Well,
yeah.
And when you have a whole platoon of children like I did, that, now the one great thing about having 10 kids is they're interdependent.
Yeah.
So that did give me a little bit of space to breathe, but not a whole lot. I had 8 kids in 6 years.
That's wow. Yeah.
So yeah, mine were color coded too. Except for socks. Everybody wore the same color socks, because then if they were in a crowd, I could look underneath if I was missing one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
And they each had their own, the Rubbermaid totes.
Yeah.
Everybody had their own tote so that their special things could go in their totes.
Yeah.
And sat by their bed or under their bed. And nobody was allowed in each other's. That way they each had their own little space, even though there wasn't lots of space to have, Yeah. And then they would empty those out and take them out in the driveway in the summer, because we lived here in the desert, and they would fill them with water, and they became personalized pools.
That's cute. I love that. That's awesome.
I wish I still had pictures of them all sitting out in the driveway in their little totes full of water.
Yeah, that's super fun. I love that.
It was great. But thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you.
And if you can jump back on sometime. I'm not even quoting times anymore.
I will jump back on after my meetings when I thought I was supposed to be on. If everybody's still on, I'll be here.
Yeah, jump back in. We'll do some question and answer with the audience, or just come take part in the closing ceremony, and we'll make sure that everybody knows how to reach out. They can reach out to me, and I'll do introductions or get them links. And
I love that. Well, thank you so much for hosting this, and I will talk to you soon.
all right, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And we're going to end up taking another break, I believe, because I don't have anybody ready to jump right in, and I don't want to just leave it running. It's crazy. I will cut out that pause when I edit, but I'm just going to end it for now. And we still have Chantel Porter, and we still have Craig Thompson, and then we'll do question and answer and closing ceremony at the end. I will tell you now, while I have a few minutes that are free, I have an offer that is only good for the rest of the month. It's in conjunction with this summit, and it's actually going to be really cool. And I have to pull up my notes because I just created it. So it's obviously the last shedding, but it's 9 days of integration and embodiment. So I actually remembered what I called it. So never mind. I didn't need to pull up my notes. So what it is, this is not going to be deep. This is just going to be personal support during your days. So for 9 days, you'll have access to me in Messenger once a day for 9 days. You message me and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, or this is what's happening, and I will send you intuitive insight or an activation or whatever, whatever comes through channeled, and we'll do that for 9 days. And if you're watching this and you book today or in the next 24 hours, by tomorrow afternoon, I will give you a 20-minute free one-on-one video call also. But it's $99, and it will give you that personal one-on-one support through text and voice clips for 9 days, and get you through the holidays, help you integrate and embody what you've heard and learned today and with the next two speakers, and just to have that support, because it's so vital. I mean, you've heard us all talk about how vital the support and community is. And so I wanted to do something that is at a reasonable price point that anybody can jump in, because I know Christmas is expensive and holidays are expensive and traveling and things like that. So $99, 9 days. And if you book by tomorrow, I will give you a free one-on-one call also. And then we will jump back in as soon as one of the next speakers is available. And I have thanked all my speakers, and I want to thank the audience too for rolling with the train wreck, because I can't control the time, I can't control the schedules and people's lives, and I come into everything I do intuitively and in alignment with my intuition, and you just have to roll with it. So that's what we're doing, and we'll be back live with either Chantel or Craig, and then as many of the speakers that are able to come back will come back and do some questions from the audience, and then we'll do a closing ceremony. So that Q&A and closing ceremony will be hopefully around 4:15 Mountain Standard Time, Arizona time, because that's what screwed us up today, is people had things come up last minute, or they didn't realize which time zones we were in. So we will be back before that for the next two speakers, and then for the Q&A and the